And this video is all about the desire and the getting it done of getting your specific person to change. If you are someone who is manifesting something other than a specific person, this video is for you too, because what I'm sharing implies to you, it's just going to be your mindset and attitude and state of consciousness versus what you're manifesting. Just saying, okay? Well, hello, my fellow flawless, limitless, sexy, sassy, saucy HBICs. I am back with another impromptu morning video. My hair is bedhead because, in case you're interested, I shower before I go to bed, so my hair is wet. And I wake up like this. So how you doing? If you're new here, I'm Kimberly. There's no fake ass perfectness over here, okay? Because that's not real life. This is real life. Just saying. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. It's very early, and I am here again. But we're gonna skip the intros. We're gonna not have a normal video yet. They'll be back. Because I know you all love my long talkative intros, but I can see you're enjoying these impromptu zhuzh morning videos. So here we are again and again. So if you want to work with me, like I said in yesterday's video, if you'd like to work with me and can be patient for regular coaching, email me at manifestingwithKimberly@gmail.com. All of those oh my God, I'm leaving it in. All of my coaching options are in the Dropbox below, okay? If you are impatient, you're gonna wanna reach out to me for the emergency coaching. That guarantees that you will speak to me within 72 hours, okay? Okay. If you enjoy this and want to hang out with me all the time, come on over to Kimberly's Other Life. That is also linked down below. That is my other YouTube channel, which is literally the other side of my life. And I actually recorded a vlog yesterday. We took you with me and my boyfriend and Poop to go apple picking and other events. So that'll be up shortly. I don't know if today. I got another video going up over there today, but regardless, back to this. If you are someone, again, this is in response to a couple of comments I received on yesterday's video and the day before video. If you are manifesting a specific person and you feel like you've been doing it for years and they have not changed and they're still showing up pretty shitty and not treating you really all that good, this is the video for you, okay? Here's some Neville Goddard. We're going back to Neville. Your beliefs, your fixed attitudes of mind, constantly modify your consciousness as it is reflected on the mirror of your mind. Your consciousness, modified by your beliefs, objectifies itself in the conditions of your world. To change your world, you must first change your conception of it. To change a man, are you hearing me, peeps, SP peeps? To change a man, you must change your conception of him. Must. Not maybe. Not if you fucking feel like it. Must. M-U-S-T. Must change your conception of him, your specific person. It's not optional. It's not if you feel like you can do it, if you're in the mood to do it. And yeah, I'm being snarky. It's not if you just fucking feel like it. Or maybe you don't feel like it. If you don't, they don't change. They stay the same. You must first believe him to be the man you want him to be and mentally talk to him as though he were. All men are sufficiently sensitive to reproduce your beliefs of them. Therefore, if your word is not reproduced visibly in him, toward whom it is sent. The cause is to be found in you, not in the subject. As soon as you believe in the truth of the state affirmed, results will follow. Everyone can be transformed. Every thought can be transmitted. Every thought can be visibly embodied. Subjective words, subconscious assumptions awaken what they affirm. They are living and active, and shall not return unto me void, but shall accomplish that which I please, and shall prosper in the thing whereto I sent them. They are endowed with the intelligence pertaining to their mission and will persist until the object of their existence is realized. They persist until they awaken the vibratory correlates of themselves within the one toward whom they are directed. But the moment the object of their creation is accomplished, they cease to be. The word spoken subjectively in quiet confidence will always awaken a corresponding state in the one in whom it was spoken. But the moment its task is accomplished, it ceases to be, permitting the one in whom the state is realized to remain in the consciousness of the state affirmed, or to return to his former state. Whatever state has your attention holds your life. Therefore, to become attentive to a former state is to return to that condition. Remember not the former things, neither consider things of old. Nothing can be added to man, for the whole of creation is already perfected in him. The kingdom of heaven is within you. Man can receive nothing except it be given him from heaven. Heaven is your subconsciousness. Not even a sunburn is given from without. The rays without only awaken corresponding rays within. Where the burning rays, not contained within man, all the concentrated rays in the universe could not burn him. Were the tones of health not contained within the consciousness of the one whom they are affirmed, they could not be vibrated by the word which is sent. You do not really give to another. You resurrect that which is asleep within him. The damsel is not dead, but sleepeth. Death is merely a sleeping and forgetting. Age and decay are the sleep, not death of youth and health. Recognition of a state vibrates or awakens it. I'm going back. I am kimming all this down for you. Okay? This is kimming down what I just read to you. If you are manifesting a specific person and you go about your day-to-day life, you do your manifestation techniques, you say your affirmations, you do your visuals, you script, whatever it is that you do to manifest, whatever you enjoy doing. And if you do your routine every single day, and when you're done with that routine, you go back to old thinking. You remain in the state of the old thinking. You did go to the state of you getting what you want when you did your affirmation game or your manifestation game. You went there because the change is instant. You went there. But as soon as you go back to old thinking, you hop right back to that reality. Hence why we are quantum jumping all the time. And our thoughts are the vehicles that get us to the different realities. That's why I call them thought vehicles. The comments that I saw were describing their specific person, showing up in a really unfavorable way, not being very nice to you. And you were very frustrated with manifestation. And I understand this journey can be frustrated, but guess what? The person you're truly frustrated with, even though you don't believe this, is yourself. It's you. Just like when I was manifesting all my own solo vacations. If you're new here, that means breakup. Just like I manifested those solo vacations, my friend, I did not want to believe it was me. I fully wanted to blame him. I was fully upset, brokenhearted, gutted, heart-wrenching pain in those moments. So I understand the pain. It's why I share my journey. So I'm not dismissing your hurt, but I also want you to get your desire. And I can see right through your comments. You are choosing to remain in the state of where your specific person sucks because you keep describing them terribly. And I'm not trying to invalidate you. When a specific person is showing up unfavorably and they're doing things that really, really hurt us, our feelings are valid. So that initial hurt, that is okay. I felt that way too. Get the emotions out. You're safe to do that. But when it comes to getting that substantial change, you showing up in comment sections, throwing up every single thing that's ever happened and in a negative way, and then complaining that you're giving up on manifestation because of it. You haven't changed, my sweet friend. You are still the old you. And if you remain as the old you, unchanged, you have only yourself to thank for that. The 3D you're experiencing, you have yourself to thank for. And we don't blame and shame over here. We don't. But sometimes we need a little jarring moment, and this is yours. If you don't stop describing your specific person as being an asshole, a disappointing, hurtful asshole, do you understand that you can affirm for them all day long and it's not going to change them? I'm not saying that to scare you. I'm saying you need to wake up and you need to realize what manifestation really is. Manifestation is not the change of a specific person. Manifestation is the change in you to get the change in your specific person. What you believe about your specific person matters. It matters. It's not avoidable. We cannot blow off what we are thinking and feeling about our person. And I read one comment where thinking about revising, a past relationship, one that you're not even manifesting back, but this person really, really hurt you and they stranded you somewhere. I saw your comment. I felt for you instantly. And I understand that you're feeling like if you go back and revise that moment, that you're still having anger for what they did because you know you deserve more. Totally resonated with that. But again, it's not allowing that to change, not allowing you to see something a little differently and realize why it happened. Keeps you as same version of self. And I am the queen of grudges. That's who I was before you all met me. A grudge keeper. Vengeful bitch. Grudge keeper. That was me. So when I first started this journey and I thought back to every fucking relationship that I had ever been in, the ones where I was deeply mistreated, I could share a lot of shit stories. I don't talk about most of them. Traumatic stories. And I don't talk about them because I choose not to sit in them. And I do see now that I am in the awareness of who I am in consciousness, because I am now in the awareness of knowing why these men showed up the way they did in my life. Really wasn't their fault. So I feel no ill will to any of them. But the Kim in the beginning of her journey wanted to personally find them and tell them off. I wanted that moment. Some of those moments I manifested, not knowingly, unconsciously. And I did go off. Yes, it felt very satisfying. But knowing now that all that did was keep me in the same damn cycle of manifesting shitty men so I could eventually tell them off. Not what I want. Not what I want. I want love. And I want to experience love reflected back to me. I want to be treated like a damn queen because I deserve it. Not from a place of my man has to be a sheep and have no backbone. That's not interesting to me either. It's a mutual love, a mutual respect, and joy. I want that. That's what I want to experience, and you probably do too. We all have our own little nuances in love of what we'd like a man to do, like opening the door for us. If you're kind of old-fashioned-y, I am old-fashioned-y. So the little details, they don't matter, and it's okay to desire them. But what I'm saying is, if you want that, you can't stay the same you, holding on to all the hurts of the past or holding on to all the hurts that you have experienced with your current specific person that you're trying to manifest. You know, sticking in a relationship where you are treated like absolute dog shit. I saw someone make the comment to you that it was a toxic relationship. And when you are being treated like shit over and over and over again, and you know it, and your heart hurts, and you get upset, and then you take them back, yeah, that's a toxic relationship. But I don't judge you. And you can manifest change in that relationship if you'd like to. But that change comes from you. And what I suggest to anybody manifesting a specific person is, if you want solidified, I mean like permanent change in your person, you need to change your story of that person, no matter how much it hurts, no matter how much you think that it's just too stuck in your mind. You've got to start picking away at it. You got to start picking away. Because if you keep thinking all the terrible thoughts about them, they don't change. Manifestation is always centered around who you believe you are. Who you believe you are. So that means that if you think you're just unlucky in love, and love is never going to be successful and satisfying or fulfilling to you, that's how you're going to describe yourself. That's what the 3D, because you have full dominion over your 3D, the 3D must provide you circumstances that validate that belief. It is unequivocal. It is not arguable that your 3D validates you at all times. At all times. The 3D doesn't take a coffee break. The 3D is validating you and who you are and who you believe you are. We manifest what we believe about ourselves. Not just our wants, right? We don't manifest what we want unless we are deciding that that is who we are, the self that has what we want. You must change that. You must. I try not to talk about manifestation from a you must do this standpoint, because we do create our own journeys and we do create the rules for ourselves in manifestation. But it is what it is. If you are always, ever manifesting who you believe you are on the inside, and what you believe about your specific person is connected to who you believe you are, because you are believing in a version of yourself that is experiencing shit in your relationship with your specific person. That's who you believe you are, among other things. If that doesn't change, you can't blame manifestation for it. You can't say that manifestation isn't working. Manifestation is working beautifully for you. It's working perfectly, because that's what you believe about yourself in love, that love sucks. This person sucks. They don't change. My love life has always been terrible. They are nothing but an asshole. They don't treat me like I am important to them. All the things. That's you describing yourself. That is affirming, and that is a personal choice. I know that one hurts to hear, because I didn't want to hear that either, but it is true. And again, it's not avoidable. You've got to see how you are talking about yourself, about love, about relationships, and about your damn person. And I know that's not necessarily fun when we already have a story that that person is not kind to us. But leaving comments and complaining about it, that's not making change. It's not. And by the way, there's nothing wrong with having a good old-fashioned vent, and getting it off your chest and hoping to get an answer or some guidance. There's nothing wrong with that. And I'm hoping this video is that for any one of you. But you vented. You're getting a response. Take the advice or don't. But if you don't take the advice, you no longer have the right to sit and bitch that this didn't work and they didn't change. Because you chose, you made the decision to keep being the same old you. And that's why nothing changed. You don't get to bitch. Okay? You get to bitch after you have sincerely applied this and it didn't work. Because guess what? That won't happen. If you sincerely apply this, you will end up getting your manifestation. But it is what it is. I mean, it's pretty basic, bitch. You take an inventory of who you really believe you are. Anything that's really unfavorable, like never been successful in love, never been treated like a priority, never have felt good enough, those things need to be different. We need to choose differently for ourselves. And I saw somebody else say, that feels like it's like I'm gaslighting myself. I can understand why you think that. But that also tells me you're not really in the understanding of who you are. This is not gaslighting ourselves, even though I understand why you see it that way. This is actually with our decision to start telling ourselves that we are our new self, despite what our 5 senses are telling us in the 3D. You and I making the decision to believe, to trust, to allow, to tell ourselves that we are a new self. In that moment, we are quantum leaping to the reality where we are that self. You might not believe that, and you definitely might not feel like that just happened. But it is what happens. And if you keep returning to your decision, like telling yourself every day that's who you are, and you get in the habit of breaking the habit of how you used to think about yourself, how you used to talk to yourself in here, how you talk about your specific person is now lined up to how you want him or her to be. If you break the habit of being your old self, I'm telling you, you will start to feel differently, and that 3D will begin showing you evidence of your change and what new reality you're in. There's no such thing as making a new decision of who you are and then the 3D not validating you. Not possible, and no exceptions to that. But it is your responsibility that if you fall back into old thinking, into describing yourself as, someone who doesn't get the love of her life or doesn't get the things she or he wants, is a broke bitch, shitty health. If you go back to that kind of inner talk, if you go back to that thinking and don't return to your new decision to be new self, you go back to that reality, period. And as he said, permitting the one in whom the state is realized to remain in the consciousness of the state affirmed for, or to return to his former state. Whatever state has your attention holds your life. Therefore, to become attentive to a former state, your old self, shitty relationship self, is to return to that condition. Remember not the former things, neither consider things of old. This is why we don't want to waste our time marinating in old broken hearts, old shitty relationships, or old shitty interminglings with your current specific person. That's why we don't return to that. Because we return to those conditions and circumstances when we do that. The change is instant. And when Neville was talking about that nothing can be created in man, nothing can be added, It's because every possible version of you, living every single possible outcome that's possible for you, already exists within you. It's already here, waiting, available, waiting on you to choose it. This is what it means when we say that your manifestation is waiting on you. The 3D change is waiting on you. You need to choose it. It's here, waiting for you to be chosen. Or you can look at it that it's out here in the ether, that reality. But you hold the power to get yourself there. And you get yourself there by not allowing yourself to sit in old shitfucker land thoughts. Period. Period. I'm going to read this again. To change your world, you must first change your conception of it. To change a man or a woman, you must change your conception of him. You must first believe him to be the man you want him to be and mentally talk to him as though he were. Are you hearing? Inner conversations, that's an option. You must see your specific person as a changed self. You must. You must give up the past bullshit. You must stop describing them as being assholes and unchanging or bitches. You must stop it. If you want them, if you want the relationship, it is not optional. I'm sorry, I'm being tough because you need me to be tough today. I feel it. Stop the bullshit. Stop describing them that they don't love you, they don't want you, they're never nice to you, they don't make you a priority. They choose to hang out with their friends over you. They choose to work more than hang out with you. They put everything in front of you. They're assholes, they're pompous, they're arrogant. They're not nice, they don't know when to shut up. They suck, or they're bitches, they're just after your money. Her eyes are looking at other men. She's never been faithful. Stop. You're so powerful that thinking is gonna keep happening. There's a part of me that just really wants to go like, duh. But I'm trying not to. Duh. Stop the bullshit and stop fucking losing your shit every time something farts sideways. They didn't show up that great today. It hurt your feelings. Or they're acting like them old selves. You affirmed that they are new self, but they're showing up like old self. Hi. Will you give it a fucking chance to friggin' work? Will you give it more than 5 minutes? Because you certainly haven't been choosing to be new self often. You know you haven't. You know you've been going right back to old shit thinking and then pretending to be surprised when they show up the same. Come on now. Stop that silliness. I'm saying it because I've had to do it. I'm tough on you because it's kind of fucking right in your face. It is. It was right in my face too, and I didn't want to hear it. I didn't want to hear it either. So I get you. I get you. I feel you. But if you've been doing it for years and nothing's changed, we're all done being fancy and sweet and kind about it. It's time for you to get the little bitch slap. Cut the bullshit. Cut the bullshit. Put some actual, true effort into this. And by effort, I don't mean this has to be hard because everything is within you in this moment. But by effort, I mean a little friggin' willpower to not go back to old thinking. And listen, I've seen the excuse. Yeah, well, how am I supposed to do that when I am faced with them every single day? It's not easy to do when you're faced with them every single day. No one ever said it was. But you are in control of your mind. No one else is. And no one else is in control on or over what meaning you give things in the reality. Only you're in control of that, and you know that. You've been allowing the 3D world to control you, just like I used to let it control me. So if my grudge, vengeful bitch ass can back off the 3D, can detach, can start thinking differently, can use a little willpower to not allow myself to go back to old thinking because I so desperately wanted life to change. If I can do it, none of you have excuses. You can do this. Stop the bullshit. Stop describing them in a shitty way. Look at this as, okay, I accept what I've manifested. I am not going to blame and shame myself. I'm going to start choosing differently, and I'm going to allow them to change. And by the way, accepting and allowing things to change doesn't mean you have to sit there and put up with their rude bullshit. Deciding to be the new version of yourself does not mean keeping your mouth shut and allowing someone to be verbally abusive to you or emotionally abusive, let alone we don't take abuse of any kind. But that's not what any of that means. And if you think it does, you are not understanding manifestation. If he still or she still is showing up as a rude bag of shite, choosing the new self means choosing the version of you that no longer tolerates that type of behavior, and you may set a boundary or you may remove yourself from it while you are making your new choice to be new self. It will change out here, but you don't have to sit there and accept bad behavior. Now, that is not me telling you to go out and fight with everybody in your 3D. That's not what that message means. It means you are the one choosing what you will allow or tolerate in your life. You are. Okay? Wow. I hope you enjoyed this video. I know I was a little tough. I know I was. Sometimes people need to hear it from a tough love place versus love and light. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes we need a little slap. I needed several slaps. If that makes you feel better. Okay? So on that note, I'll see you tomorrow.